voices in their own communities. The social media devices and the power of a good speech.
Once again, it is my privilege to speak to you here on behalf of the student community. I say privilege rather than pleasure because I find a particular joy in this speech. It is always a bittersweet feeling to herald the end of what has been an incredible experience for all.
I may be looking at this as loud, but
democracies who are fighting for the propagation of this movement in society and the liberation of women. And on the other hand, we have
societies. We would argue that claim that females will pay more attention, especially when they just how many ambassadors to Canada can she actually name?
I'm on an hour of prep and I'm a high school student. This is rescued by some big Western liberal democracy. We think this point falls on
by the second speaker of opposition. Then the first speaker of opposition comes back and concludes her side at 3 minutes, followed by the first speaker of the proposition ending the debate. So each speaker speaks for a total of 9 minutes.
How about points of information? Are they allowed?
Points of information are allowed after the first minute and before the last minute, except for the concluding speakers.
Something about
So now I'd like to invite our grand finalists to the stage. On the proposition bench, oh well, they're not here yet. On the proposition bench, we have from Canada, Samantha Starkey. And on the opposition bench, we have from Canada again, Olivia Railton. And from the United States, Philip Olsen. We will now pass the time to the chair to begin the debate.
To start today's competition, I now call on Proposition's first speaker to deliver her speech. How do liberal democracies do anything about the women who are stoned to death under Shia law for adultery, ratified by a government that acknowledges this? How do we do anything about the woman living in a province in a Muslim country where she is allowed to be raped twice a week by her husband under the law? What do we do for the young woman whose career is hindered by the fact that she is not allowed to drive? Ladies and gentlemen, the global feminist movement has reached a brick wall. We have liberal democracies who are fighting for the propagation of this movement in society and the liberation of women. And on the other hand, we have societies that directly infringe upon the rights and freedoms of women in society. Today, we as the proposition argue that the days of passive stance are over. The days of using diplomacy as a tool to actually do something about this problem are now. So in this debate, we're going to be proving to you firstly why an obligation exists, specifically looking at liberal democracies, and then secondly, why diplomacy as a tool is beneficial for the feminist movement, for women in those countries, as well as in terms of international pressure. So let's
I hope I'm not moving too much.
I think we can all agree that public speaking is a very difficult thing, as I'm now finding out. And it is like incredibly admirable that we can all come together from all different parts of the world, many of us in our second language, and speak about issues that we see in the world, read from books that we love, and speak off the top of our heads or argue our points to the final reply. And I think that's like testament to the fact that we are all very accomplished speakers, and the city of Hong Kong has been a fantastic place for us to hold this competition, from ferries across the harbour to museums to markets late at night. It has been a great experience, and thank you to everyone for being involved.